y'all.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Talkaholics podcast.
Yeah.
This is Iman.
This is Raazia.
Happy New Year.
Oh my god, yeah.
When this comes out, it's going to be 2020.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So Happy New Year,
A
first
decade
of all.
has gone by, man.
Oh my God.
We're fucking dinosaurs.
You know what I really... Don't say that. I'm not even 25 yet. Stop it. You know what I really love about this whole decade thing is the I don't know if I call them memes, but the thing that comes out where it's like beginning of the decade versus end of the decade.
Yes, love.
And how
That's
people
the
have
best.
changed and like the different things going on in their lives. Like, did you see the Issa Rae one? Where it was like the beginning of the decade tweet. It was like it was a tweet about how she was really upset about working.
Yeah.
And she was like, by the end of like she was like,
but well, yeah. Now
she was like, one day I'm gonna be working for myself, and then after that, she's like, beginning of the decade, end of the decade, and I'm like, that's great. I love to see success.
Oh my god, yes.
But today, for today's episode, because we know it's gonna be coming out in the new year, we want to kind of do like a quick recap of 2019, and so maybe talk about like, you know, a little sprinkle of movies that we like, a little sprinkle of music that we like, and then we really want to end it off with highlighting women of color who are doing great things we're doing great things this year, and want to highlight it across all levels, whether it be like community-based or like high-level celebrity, whatever. We just want to highlight it and give our shout-outs to them because they're dope. So, we're starting off with movies, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so listen, like I was telling Raazia, this year was I feel like 10 years in one. Like, I feel like things happened, and then I find out that it didn't happen.
Well, I feel like I've watched a lot of old movies and listened to a lot of old music this year, to be honest.
That's true.
Not to say that 2019 didn't come up with anything good, but I just feel like I was doing a lot of exploring.
It was a long year. It was long, okay? And, like, I don't know. I just feel like I can't remember all of it. I think
I generally can't. Yeah,
can't remember all of it. But when I was going, I just Googled movies of 2019 to refresh myself.
We basically both.
And I was looking through them, and this may seem like same thing as you. I watched a lot of like things that didn't come out in 2019 this year. So like things on Netflix and, you know, stuff like that. Disney Plus came out this year, so, you know, I've been watching That's So Raven all the time. But some of the movies that came out this year that I enjoyed, first of all, Us, the Jordan Peele movie. Loved that.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite horror film because I don't watch horror films. So my one and only favorite horror film of this year.
Oh my god, yeah, throwback to that episode. We have a review out about it.
Yes,
but
go listen to that if you haven't already because we really go off.
Oh man, that was actually a really good episode.
Other movies that kind of I enjoyed, I became an Avengers fan this year.
Yes. Also another episode that we did.
Yeah. So before Endgame, I had not watched any of the Avenger movies. Yeah, no, I hadn't watched any of them.
No, but you've watched Black Panther, which obviously is not a Avengers movie, but it's your one
I
Marvel
watched Black Panther,
movie.
that was for the culture, you know, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I hadn't watched any of them. I hadn't watched any of Thor. I had no idea what's going on.
Right.
I just knew they existed.
Right.
But then Endgame came out, and my friend was like, I want to watch it. And I was like, don't know anything that's going on.
Right.
So I watched the movie before Endgame.
Right.
I can't remember what it's called. Avengers something. And Infinity War. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
That's the one
I was also trying to think. I was like, I don't remember.
It was on Netflix, so I watched it the night before I watched Endgame, and I was like, this is such a beautiful story.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know if I'm like a diehard fan like all y'all are, but definitely this year opened my eyes to the Avengers, and Endgame was cool. Very long, but cool. Another movie that I really liked, again, part of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man Far From Home movie.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I didn't see the first one.
Oh, what?
I still haven't seen the first one.
You know Zendaya's in that too, right?
I know. I haven't seen it.
Man.
I really should because I really like the Far From Home one. But
you would like it.
I haven't seen it. But that movie came out this year, Spider-Man Far From Home. I really liked that. And then we all had that devastating news that Spider-Man wasn't going to be part of the MCU universe.
Man,
and then they came back. Like they really played with our feelings there, but we're okay now.
Oh, man.
Another movie that I really like this year, and you guys might laugh at me, but it's Toy Story 4.
I'm okay with it. It's animation. It's fine.
No, but it was so cute because I don't know why, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. I actually wasn't planning to watch it at all. And then when I was in Budapest this summer, we were like, let's go to the movies, and then that was like one of the things that were out. And I remember my brother telling me, out of all people, that he enjoyed it. Like, he really, really enjoyed it. And I was like, okay, so
your brother?
Yes, I know.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna roast him about this. I'm kidding.
No, but he was like, he really enjoyed it, and he said it was really funny. So I was like, okay, I'll take his word for it. And so we watched it, and I actually, like, it was funny. I laughed out loud.
Forky and stuff?
Forky was freaking hilarious.
Amazing.
Like, when he kept going, trash, like... His love for trash, he's so funny. And I cried a little. Like, I didn't cry, but like my eyes teared up.
Did you watch the third one?
I did.
Okay, because my hesitancy to watch the fourth is because I really liked the ending of the third.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, is this gonna? But
have you seen the fourth one?
No, but a lot of people said it's good.
No, watch it. It's actually really good. It's really good.
I'll take the chance.
So, we're trying to keep this video short. This video. We're trying to keep this episode short and sweet.
Yes.
So I'm not going into too much depth, but those are kind of the movies that remind me of this year.
Right.
Obviously, there's a lot of movies that came out this year. There's always a lot of movies, so you can't really go over every single one of them. Right. But those are kind of the movies that brought me joy. And they're all from very different genres. So, yeah. What about you?
Amazing. Okay, so I am gonna start with Joker, and that should not be a surprise with me.
I'm not surprised. I saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think? Actually, we're gonna talk about this.
It was interesting.
Okay. Do you have critique about it?
I don't have critique. I don't know how to feel.
Okay.
Because I'm not.
It's not really within any universe particularly.
It's not really, but like, I don't watch a lot of, as you guys know, a lot of these like superhero movies and stuff.
Right.
So I didn't know how to feel. I watched it and it was very dark. And very long.
Yeah.
And disturbing.
Yeah.
But I think that was the point.
Yes.
So, yeah, you continue.
I really when this movie was first announced, like, a lot of people just thought, okay, wow, like, we had just gotten the perfect Joker out of Heath Ledger's performance. Why are we so, it's kind of recent to the last one. Like, why are we trying to do this again? Why make a movie focused on the one character, too? Because we also knew that Batman was not going to be in it. Until the point where they mentioned that Joaquin Phoenix was going to be in it, who's the main actor playing Joker, then I was like, okay, I'm on board, because I know he can. I know he can really honestly act. One of the first movies that I saw him in when I was like really young, way too young to watch this movie, was Gladiator. He plays the Emperor in it. Have you watched it?
Like the Gladiator with
Russell Crowe.
He plays the Emperor in it?
He looks very different in that. That's
I don't remember that at all.
So
I only remember Russell Crowe.
So young. He's the guy who does this. The thumbs down.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yes. I remember him distinctly from that, because he, like, as a kid, just going, wow, he's, like, terrifying. Like, he is, like, in that movie, he plays that role really well. So him being a Joker, looking very different, and, like, basically being anorexic.
I just remember him from Her.
Yeah, he's in Her, too. Also looks so different
very
in that.
Different,
So, yeah, he transforms himself for movies. And this was, like, I think a testament to how he can act. Like, he threw himself into this role and, like, was so... He was such a... I think he was supposed to play a pitiful character. Like, you're supposed to look at him and go, I feel nothing but sadness. Like, I feel sorry. And for me, like, even beyond his acting, which I think was what made the movie, was, like, just the visuals. Like, all the, like, the playing with color. Mm-hmm. From the beginning to the end of the movie, I was, like, fascinated by, like, could not stop looking at the set and, like, how things were edited. It, like, even down to, like, small scenes where they're in the washroom together, like him and his mom. Yeah. And they're, like, the shower curtains, the walls, the tiles, everything was in alignment with his end outfit, with all the purples and the greens and stuff, that I just could not see that stuff. I was like, the color scheme is everywhere. It's like, that stuff was, like, so nice to watch. And I don't know, this movie got a lot of critique, especially with it being about mental illness and stuff. And I think all of it is valid in the sense that, yes, I think the point was for it to spark that kind of discussion. But I think that the twist that they took on it, what I thought, in comparison to how I thought they were going to explain it, was good. So the second one is Booksmart. Did you watch that movie, babe?
I haven't, and I've heard it's really good.
You would love it. You would actually love it.
I want to watch it. I should watch it.
It's actually a phenomenal comedy. Like, after a long time, actually, like, laughing my ass off at, like, a screen for, like, amazing movie. Like, a quick summary, it focuses on two best friends in a high school. They're nearing graduation, and they're both very book smart. They have focused on their studies and nothing about, partying or whatever. Like, they've only ever thought about their grades and getting to the best school. And this is not a spoiler, but very shortly into the movie, they realize everyone also who has partied like 4 billion times more than they did are also not only getting into the same Ivy League schools they are, but already have internships at Google and already have whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's, you know, like the word zeitgeist, like it's a very like film for a specific audience, like in time, like millennials can I think absolutely relate to this, where in this time of day, like it's not just about having the grades, but it's about having social influence and also looking
true.
like
your network.
You're supposed to like be the jock, be the nerd, be the whatever, everything at once, kind of, right? Which I think is like it really encapsulated that really well. And it's actually Olivia Wilde who directed this, which I thought was like I knew she was like a great creative, and I follow her on Instagram and everything, but her writing in this, I was like, this is great comedy, like this is so funny, and a really good movie about like female friendship, I think.
That's nice. Which
is like healthy and like good to see. And then of course I'm tied because like I want to say Bohemian Rhapsody I think was this year, but I have to say Avengers. I have to.
Well, yeah,
because it was like just the pinnacle of like, what was it, 20 something movies that led up to this, that like was the greatest payoff. Like like we went off about this, it's a whole episode about this, you go check it out if you want to know our review. And like I'm just very excited for everything else that's coming with the Avengers, or like the Marvel universe, because they're working on the Eternals, which I told you a little bit about, right?
Yeah.
And Angelina Jolie's going to be in it, just saying.
Oh.
I'm very excited. Interesting cast they have set up for that. And then quick shout outs. I don't know if the animated Spider-Man came out in 2019.
Yes. Oh my God. How did I forget that?
Yeah. I literally was writing it down after you talked about Spider-Man. I was like, wait, the animated one.
That
probably.
one was amazing. We talked about that too. We had a whole episode.
A phenomenal animated movie.
I love that. Yes. Yeah. Top like, animated movie for me for the year. That was amazing.
Crazy. Like, Ramesa bought me like the art book and everything you saw when you were at my place, like because like it was genuinely excellent, like the entire movie. And then a few other, like, there's so many movies that I have, like, yet to see for this year, but I can't even talk about because I haven't watched. So I'm going to, it's like, I should have watched Jojo Rabbit, but I haven't. And a really good documentary is The Great Hack. I would really highly recommend watching it. It's, if you want to know more about why Trump's being impeached right now, it's a really good place to start.
Okay.
It's The Great Hack.
I like that. I like that. A little political.
Just a little
politics.
Just put that in there. Okay.
Well, we can't talk about 2019 without Trump, So. Anyways, that's great. Let us know what your top movies of the year were. They might be very different to ours. Yes. Might be very similar. So, let us know.
We're running through
in
these,
the comments.
So you know.
Yeah, we're really trying to get through these, but let us know in the comments or in the Twitter, in the Instagram, all the stuff, all the social medias. Let's move on to music. I'm gonna be very basic.
I told you.
I am not ashamed.
I'm putting some of the most
poppy
what I
enjoy,
shit.
and that's that.
Fine.
I love how we're just like overlapping each other. An album. Okay, because like I was telling Raazia earlier, a lot of what I did this year is do a lot of listening to playlists through Apple Music, because they like curate playlists for you. Or if you like a specific genre of music, you can like pick a genre of music and listen to a playlist that has all the new upcoming artists and like singles and whatever. Mm-hmm. So I listen to a lot of like the R&B now Apple Music playlist, because I love R&B, so they're always updating it with the new R&B tracks. So that's something that I really, really listen to a lot this year. Or 2019, because when we release this, it's going to be 2020. So a lot of the people that came out with really, really good stuff, I guess near the beginning of the year, I would say like Division is really great, Queen Naija, Jhené Aiko, Tiana Taylor, Kalani, Tanashi had a little single here with Black, or Six Lack, Snow Allegra. Oh my God, do you know who Snow Allegra is? Oh my God, girl, we need to get onto this R&B stuff because they're doing great. Okay. Doja Cat came with this really, really great album. Summer Walker came out with a great album. Frank Ocean came out with music. Bryson Tiller came out with music. That. Jessie Reyes. I don't know if anybody's heard of Melly, but she's really good. I'm just going through the playlist. Alicia Keys came out with a single that was really good. Khalid came out with music, and our controversial Daniel Caesar came out with music. Tory Lanez came out with a new Chicks tape that like near the end of this year. August Alsina came out with music, who hasn't been doing music in forever. You don't know who that is, do you? Oh my god, girl. Party Next Door came out with music. That was great. He came out with 2 singles.
Wait,
Party Next Door.
Like from like they used to make music? Like were
Party
they
Next Door, one person.
Was it no? Wait, didn't they used to make music? Like, are they not a callback to like 2015, or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah, no. Party Next Door is one dude.
Okay, I thought it was
from Toronto.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, and he did have a lot of albums a couple years ago, and he just like kind of went silent.
Okay.
And so now he came out with 2 singles, one with Drake and one just with himself, and they were great. The Weeknd came out with music, so like it's been a great year for R&B.
The Weeknd.
Yes, The Weeknd came out with music. So that was really great. I also like really listening to the what's it called? The hip hop, like new hip hop tracks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good playlist on Apple Music as well to kind of hear what's new. Other than that, my favorite album of this year was The Lion King, The Gift by Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
That was another movie that came out this year. Lion King.
Oh, The Lion King. Yeah. There you go.
I definitely enjoyed the album more than I did the movie.
I think
the movie's
a lot
great,
of people.
but the
I think a lot of people
album
did.
amazing, guys. If you haven't listened to that album, you need to listen to it like right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so Beyonce, of course. I also enjoyed the Ariana Grande album that came out this year, which was called 7 Rings, I believe, right?
I think the album itself.
So that was great, and I think that's it for my music. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For me, okay.
Oh wait, sorry. Can I just say one more?
Yeah, please.
Definitely Burna Boy and Georgia Smith. My last.
Okay.
Love them.
Did you mention her by any chance?
Oh, her too. Her. Yeah. She came out with great music.
H.E.R.
Yeah. Yeah, love it.
She's great. There's specific. I was looking for it right now. Actually, it's like a specific song on her album that really resonated with me. Yeah. That is kind of spoken wordy, but okay.
She does that a lot. And I love it.
Yes. Yeah. I kind of like that. For me, I'm gonna like completely be. See, the thing is that I listen to a lot of R&B, but it's a lot of like throwbacks. Like I rarely ever listen to any recent stuff, and I don't know if it's just like because if it's not on the radio, if it's not sent to me, if I'm not like referred to it.
You gotta use your playlist.
I know. It's actually fully my fault. I have to mention, and you're gonna actually be so mad that.
Why?
You didn't mention
just tell me.
If you didn't mention it, I fully thought you were gonna mention it. And she's also gonna be my woman of color.
Who?
It's Lizzo.
Lizzo. You know what? Because Lizzo, a lot of her music that got really popular this year wasn't made this year.
Correct.
It was like 2017.
Yeah.
Like Good as Hell and Truth Hurts and stuff like that.
I think the only one was Juice was this year.
Yeah. But Lizzo definitely breakthrough. This year was her year. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
I'm gonna put her on both lists only because like I think her music and her as a personality are both very important. And I don't think I have to explain much besides that. I think I think she's great to vibe to. Like the music's great.
Definitely.
I want to include. I don't know if you've ever listened to it, but Harry Styles' album that came out.
I haven't listened to it, but I've heard good things. Really
amazing.
He's such an interesting person because his aesthetic is so different when he was part of One Direction.
Yeah,
and he's like, now I'm free to do what I want.
And it's actually it's kind of like Mick Jagger. It's
very like eclectic.
What's that guy who has like the bow on his face, like the. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Another very famous British artist. So he's very much taking. He's very much David Bowie.
There we go.
He's like.
I was like, he's married to Iman, the model.
Yeah. Those two, they're so cute. So those two put together, and it's also very British. It's like very much an homage. So it's interesting seeing that from him. But his album, the entire thing, I would like shout that out. But specifically, there's one song called Watermelon Sugar.
Interesting.
Which I love so much.
I need to listen to it.
Yes, you do. His like performance on SNL when he premiered it on the show, and that just the live performance was like amazing, in my opinion. Lights Up is also another really good one.
Can I just say another SNL performance I really liked was by DaBaby. His SNL performance.
I don't know if I saw it. I don't think I saw it.
That was DaBaby, right? I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm like, I need to check it now.
Yeah. So another really. So I said Lizzo. I said
it was
Harry
him.
Styles.
It was,
Okay.
I liked his performance because he brought the Jabberwockies on stage too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
They were at SNL. That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's sick. I need to watch that. Okay. I'm gonna give a shout out to The Greatest Showman soundtrack period, because I feel like this, and I know it came out 2017.
Yeah, girl.
But I know it did. But I fully 1,000% listened to that entire thing so much this year for some reason. I feel like it happened this year. But yeah, that's a cop out. So I said that's why I said that it's a shout out, not on my list. There's one I want to mention because I actually really like.
Just
the song,
say
but
it.
You're gonna rip me apart.
Be unapologetic whether I rip you apart or not.
It's okay. Miley Cyrus's "Slide Away." That "Slide Away" song was actually good.
I don't think I listened to it.
The "Slide Away" song was really, really good. You would actually like the song. Let's
Did
forget
I listen to it?
everything
Is it
about
a
her.
slow song?
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know if I listened to it. I think the only Miley Cyrus song that I listened to this year was the one she did with Ariana Grande and
Oh, Angels.
yeah, the one for the
No. This one she did a performance on
or the one
AMAs.
with her mom. Oh, I think I did.
This one she's
you know what?
Black and white.
Whatever, all the critique with Miley Cyrus and her love for Black culture.
Let's
she
be
has
honest
a great
about
voice.
that. Absolutely, yeah.
Like she does have a great voice. That's something you can't really say anything about.
I think
that's true.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
No, both of those last two things.
Yeah, those are two facts. She loves Black culture and she also has a great voice.
Yeah, it's a genuine true fact, and that's why I'm so hesitant to always mention it, just because I am hyper aware of her problematic self, but I'm also really like her voice.
Her voice.
So that's my constant conflict. Other shout outs I really wanted to mention. I don't know if you can't not mention Hot Girl Summer in 2019 because I feel like that was like a little iconic.
Definitely, yeah.
I like Sam Smith's new music. Was really good.
Sam Smith came out with new. Oh wait, are you talking about the one with Normani?
That one, and then How Do You Sleep?
Love that song. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. Sam Smith is great.
Every time he comes up with new music, I'm like, I have no problem with this.
Yeah.
So good. Really quick one, Circles by Post Malone. I really like that song, honestly. It's a really good driving song. Run away, 'cause we're running in circles. Run away. You fully have heard this.
Probably.
It's been on the radio.
Post Malone is also, like, I don't know how to feel about him, but his music is always good.
Yeah. This one felt, like, very different for him, because it's chill. And then was Shallow 2019? Because it's kind of a good one.
What's...
Lady Gaga. Well, that was last year. I think that was last year.
Yeah, that movie came out last year, right? Okay. Yeah, sorry, girl. But yeah, I love it. I remember my little...
Yes,
one time Raazia drove me home and I really belted it out.
I think the song didn't even finish, and so I was already parked in the front of your garage.
And I was too into it and I didn't want to get out.
And I was just like, sitting there like, let's go through the motions. That's the best.
And as you guys all know, I can't sing. If you guys listen to our what is it, song association episode.
Oh my god.
But I love to do it anyways.
We both love to sing. Who cares?
But okay, so that wraps up our music category. Now,
I had one more.
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to mention her name, Billie Eilish. That's it.
Definitely. Oh my god. Yes. This girl is insane for her age and everything.
Yes.
But, yeah. Anyways, I feel like everybody's just young now. But you know what? It's not.
Coming out
it's not. I don't know. It's just because I feel like I'm old now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so young. But like, also Justin Bieber was 16.
But also like One Direction.
Yeah, One Direction. They were all young. Like, anyways, regardless. So I'm really excited about this section because I've wanted to do an episode about this for a long time because I feel like it's a great topic to talk about. So we want to talk about women of color that we're doing great things in 2019 and like continue and have been doing and continue to do great things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's so many and they don't get the recognition. Like a lot of course, like big celebrities obviously are known.
Right.
But like a lot of people who are well known but still don't really get the recognition as much. I would love to talk about them. So of course, in my high-end celebrity and of course there's Rihanna, because Rihanna literally non-stop is working. Like she is always constantly
she's
doing
really a
something.
businesswoman.
She is a bit all around, okay?
Yes.
Like she's an artist.
I second this.
She is a fashion designer.
Yeah.
She
makeup.
Yeah, she does makeup. She literally will do and she is great at all of it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing, you know? And so she's just like even though I'm sad, Rihanna, okay, that we haven't had music since
I know.
your anti-album. And it really
sad.
breaks my heart because I know that music from you is a gift. But I respect your choices to go in different mediums and to do your work in other places. But I just have to say that we miss you and would love for you to come back. And I know that you're tired of it because you said you were coming out with an album.
For like years.
And you just have not put it out. No. And I just, one day, we'll see it one day.
Oh my God. When that day comes, swear to God.
She's really prolonging this for that. She really wants it to make an impact. But anyways, Fenty Beauty.
Yeah.
Her fashion line is also Fenty. And she came out with a photo book this year as well.
Oh, did she?
That,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
a big, a photo book. So anyway, she does a lot of stuff. She's always working. She's always doing great things. Shout out to you, Rihanna. I know people know this. There's no.
We can all agree.
We can all agree. And then of course, I can't not mention Beyonce because Beyonce is queen. Now Beyonce is low key, right? Because she's that's her personality. She's always been really low key. And not she doesn't, when she comes out, that's it. She's there for a flash and then she's gone for a couple of weeks or months or but she came out with the Lion King album. She was in the Lion King and she recently just did an interview.
That's one thing that came up.
I can't remember who she did it with.
Was it Vogue?
Vogue, I think it was Vogue, right?
It was Vogue.
She did an interview because she's
or
coming
Vanity
out,
Fair. It's a V.
One of them, yeah. And she's she's coming out with new stuff for her Ivy Park line.
Okay.
So she did an interview with them and stuff. And her I was reading snippets of it on Twitter, and she's so funny. She really wants to play with our hearts.
Yeah.
Because
she's so.
Because there was, I remember the journalist asked the question, was what's your Snapchat? Because she has Snapchat, but she doesn't share it with anybody.
Interesting.
And she's like, what's your Snapchat username? And she's like, I really I really can't remember it. And she was like, sorry to that Snapchat. The Kiki Palmer story to that man. I was like, girl, don't play with us. But she's great. So those are my two high-end celebrities. I mean, there's so many more.
There's so many.
Issa Rae.
That's right.
There's so many more, but I can't talk about all of them.
I have
to give my love to a few.
It's okay. It's okay.
In terms of another woman of color who did great things this year, I have to mention Superwoman Lily Singh, as she likes to go by now.
Yeah.
Because she got her talk show, and we talked about this before. She's been doing the YouTube thing, the influencer thing, for a very, very long time.
Right.
From Scarborough, so rap. And she's really put being a woman of color in that industry is definitely opening doors for a lot of other young women of color who want to go into that same line, pathway, whatever.
Right.
And it has inspired, I know, a lot of people, which is great. I mean, yes, she has her own, there's her own controversy and stuff with the talk show. Some things that she said that weren't okay and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that she's perfect, but I think that it needs to be mentioned because that's a huge achievement to do in that industry. Sure. So another person I want to mention, I'm going all over the place.
Yeah.
But I have to mention, if we're talking about YouTube, I have to mention Jackie Aina. Do you know who Jackie Aina is?
The name rings a bell, but I don't know.
So she's a beauty influencer on YouTube. I love Jackie Aina. Listen, you know me.
How do you spell the last name?
Aina. You know me. I don't wear a lot of makeup. Whenever you see me, I'm wearing that.
I've seen her before.
Face.
Yeah. She's cute.
And she's a really big, well-known beauty influencer.
Yeah.
And I literally watch her videos with no intention of doing the makeup myself because I don't have the means. I'm not the means. I could get the makeup, but I just don't. Right. I don't. But I love her because, first of all, her theme song, jacket. I literally love the beginning of her video, and I dance along with her all the time. However, she is not afraid to be unapologetically herself, and I love that because, unfortunately, being in the social media sphere of things and being in the public eye, a lot of people conform to what they think people want from them, right? And she's very candid, and she is very unapologetic about her stance of who she is and how she fits into that YouTube space and the beauty community, and also about her as
very toxic.
And her as a dark-skinned Black woman and how she has had to navigate that space, specifically with the beauty community, and she always talks about shade range issues and stuff like that. And so it's so important that there's someone out there voicing those concerns, because if there isn't, then companies aren't going to be doing what they can to be inclusive.
Right.
And so it's so great that she's out there, and she's always so like ready to embrace like other people and to put other, you know, women of color up. She recently did a video with someone else I'm going to mention, Halima Aden, the Somali
the politician?
No, Halima Aden is the Somali what's it called? Model. The model.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Does she do Nike stuff too? Like she does athletic wear a lot?
I can't remember if she did Nike, but she was like Vogue and everything. Like she's very, very, this was her year too.
Yeah.
She did a video with her, and like it was just great to see her incorporate people from like different, you know, backgrounds and everything like that.
Sports Illustrated is what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She did. She was the first Muslim hijabi woman to do Sports Illustrated. That was great. So Jackie Aina, shout out to her, because like she's really making waves for, you know, Black women in the community and just like to speak on issues, and she's not afraid to do that, and I love seeing that her voice is being heard. And of course she gets a lot of hate for it, but like that means she's doing something, you know, impactful. She's pushing the
boundaries. Yeah,
exactly. And so and then another YouTuber who is doing great things, and I have to commend her for, or actually I'll say two YouTubers who are also Black Muslim women. There's Shahd Batal, who is, I believe, originally from Minnesota. She's Sudanese. And then there's Aisha Haroon, who's from Toronto, and she's Ethiopian. And those two are doing great things as being influencers in, you know, the YouTube space, and they're kind of like lifestyle beauty influencers. Right. And so having them there in that space, kind of representing Black Muslim women, visibly Black Muslim women,
especially
is really great, because it's not something we see a lot, and so they get to be a part of opportunities that aren't usually given out to people from our community. Right. And so I really love that. So good on them, because keep doing your thing, because they're getting more and more successful, and it makes me so happy to see that, because, you know, 10 years ago not even a thing. So it's so great to see that, and they're really paving the way for other young, you know, Muslim girls who see them and are like, okay, I can do the same thing, and make it like a realistic
goal for people who look like us, right?
So those are, you know, some of the influencers I wanted to shout out, because they're doing great things. So keep it up, girls. And then so I mentioned Halima Aden. She's doing really, really great things, and kind of pushing the boundary for Muslim women in fashion, visibly Muslim women in the modest like fashion industry. Yeah, and so putting it out into more of a public eye, because I feel like the modest fashion industry was kind of like a niche, like kind of on its own, but now she's like very much in the center of things, and so she's kind of bringing that to people who don't really fall into that niche. And so she's really young, and she's really, you know, I really like her personality from what I've seen. Very optimistic, very bubbly, and very like open to talking about her experiences, and to being that voice again for those people. For people who, you know, look up to her and who are under the same experience, who fall under, like, you know, the same experiences, the same lived experiences as her. So that's another woman I want to shout out. And then lastly, okay, I'm sorry, I know I'm going on a tangent. But I want to do more locally as well in Toronto. I want to shout out Bilkis Abdul Kadir. Yeah, Kadir, sorry. Bilkis Abdul Kadir. I don't know if you ever heard of her, but she's kind of been, she is, I would say, kind of well known. Like she got to speak, or she got recognized by Obama, I remember, a couple years ago. But she is a Black Muslim woman who loves basketball and who's like trained to play basketball, and so she really is this figure who kind of speaks about being a Black Muslim woman and loving the sport, and how, you know, sport, faith, gender, and race kind of intersect. And she came out with a documentary recently called Life Without Basketball, and it really kind of, you know, navigates that space and how she grew up and how basketball played a role in her life. And now she does a lot of like what's it called, public speaking about it. And she also does work with community organizations, and one of the community organizations she does work with that I want to highlight as well is called Hijabi Ballers, which have you heard of them? Yeah. So they are an organization in the GTA that celebrates and increases opportunities for Muslim girls and women in sport. And so I believe they started with basketball, and they actually do Sunday ball every Sunday for girls, I believe 13 and up at Salahuddin, which is at Kennedy and Eglinton, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. And so it's for women, girls and women only, and they really are an organization that embraces Muslim girls and women in sport and Muslim sisterhood, and that's something that I resonate with greatly, because I grew up in playing sports a lot, mainly soccer and basketball, and so to see that there are organizations that exist now that you know, what's the word? I feel like I've been talking too much, so the words have left my brain. That really champion or push girls and women to be involved in sport and to be physically fit. And it's not only just to be physically fit, but if you want to be successful in a sport, go do that. Right. Because I feel like, unfortunately, a lot of the times, there's a narrative that Muslim women can't play a sport because they have to, you know...
It's like a modesty thing. It's a weird,
but that's not the case. There's so many Muslim women out there, if you really look into it, who are playing sports professionally and are able to do it modestly and in whichever way they wish. And so I really want to highlight Bilqis and Hijabi Ballers, because I think these initiatives are so important, and the fact that they're happening in Toronto, and these are organizations and you know, people like women of color who have come together and seen the need for it in their communities and have created a space for it to be attainable is amazing. Yes. And I will just shout out one more actually, no, by the time this comes out, it's already going to be over, but Bilqis and Halima Aden are going to be at RAS this year on a panel. And so I'm hopefully going to be there. So I'm really excited to hear them speak. So I just feel like this year is a really good year for women of color, and I hope it just like continues to be great. And I feel like I've talked enough. So on to you.
I'll go really quickly with this actually. So I mentioned earlier that I was going to mention Lizzo as one of our women in color for this year. Last year and this year, I feel like definitely blew up so quickly, and it's not just because of her music. I think her personality and like what she represents and what we have not seen in popular music forever she almost feels like a missing puzzle piece to the whole thing. Like I feel like the way that she got accepted by the music industry and by like the public abroad, like it was like great to see, like just genuine positivity coming her way, which was really sweet. And I think a lot of it has to do with her personality, like how fucking funny she is. And like we've talked about her song association episode, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and she's very unapologetic as well.
Yes, yeah.
And so like even though she receives a lot of hate, it's like, okay, well, you don't have to like me, but I'm still gonna say what I gotta say, and I'm still here. So
exactly, just that. Yeah, exactly. I think that's why people like are drawn to her, because she just exudes confidence. And then that's I think uplifting for not even just like women of color, obviously, but just girls in general to see you know, her image being just so embraced, which is great. Issa Rae I had to mention only because, and I feel like I could have mentioned her for last year even too, because of like the content she creates. She has her own TV show. She's doing that Photograph movie. She did that other movie too that I keep forgetting what the name of that movie is called, with the other little girl. No, she's not. Is it
she's not from the Hate You
Sorry,
Give.
she's from
Marseille Martin from
Blackish. Yeah, sorry.
I can't remember what it's called. Big. That was a great movie.
You know what I want to tell you. You know the one I'm talking about. She's in that too, and I feel like I can't do justice for like explaining like how great of a creator she is, and I feel like how professional she is if you watch she did a interview with Hollywood Reporter that she did with Childish Gambino and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it was specifically about people of color as creative content creators, and those three of them like powerhouses in their world. So I was like, I remember when I saw that episode come out, I was like, or that interview, I was like, I couldn't believe they were in one room together, because they have demanded so much out of the industry, you know, regardless of their minority status. Like I feel like that was a really good conversation. Like if you ever want to see her really talk about the shit that she's accomplished, freaking watch that interview. It's ridiculous. Yeah, she's great. I wanted to mention, someone I could have mentioned for last year too, but Tiffany Haddish I feel like is a good one to mention, only because I really look up to women in comedy who do their job well, because I feel it's such a hard place to be, especially as a stand-up comedian. Because I feel like you can fall into two buckets. Like, you can be the female comedian who relies on sex jokes and like kind of, you know, which I can't always blame them for being that way, because it's such a tough industry, but like it's also tiring to listen to, and I feel like not generally funny to people anymore. To rely on a specific shtick, but I feel like she's just funny beyond that. She's
and
normally
I don't
hilarious.
think people realize how long she's been in the game.
She's
been around. And like it really hit home for me, because like as I mentioned, I was watching That's So Raven, and she's in an episode.
What?
Yes,
back in the day,
in season 3.
Whoa!
The episode where Chelsea's friend from vegetarian camp comes to visit, and Raven is jealous of her, and they go to a planetarium.
Okay.
It's like she's in there for like 20 seconds, but she's the tour guide.
Holy moly!
And I'm like, wait, that's Tiffany Haddish, and it's just like she's been around for so long, and then she like really blew up. And she was in some roles that were like and then she was in some roles that were like really great, and she's doing a lot of really great things right now. Like she's a host of the show what's it called? Kids Say the Darndest Things. And like she does a great job on that show, and she's been doing really, really great things.
There was like she's at top of mind for her for me right now, because there was like this thing I saw on Facebook or somewhere that did like a quick rundown on like how she came to be, and like how they talked about how she was homeless at one point, and like the tragedies she's have happened in her family, and like how Kevin Hart came to like essentially like saved her and gave her career that she has today, and like just the fact that she has her own I think it's upcoming, I don't think it's released yet, she has her own comedy special called, I forgot what it's called, because she's basically having her own bat mitzvah, because she's half Jewish, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
She is, Haddish, right? Last name. I think her dad's the Jewish.
Haddish is, I thought Haddish was just part of her Eritrean background. I didn't know her dad was Jewish.
She's half Jewish.
Oh, he's Eritrean. That's interesting.
Yeah, she's half Jewish, and like, so it's a play on words for bat mitzvah. I forget what it's called, but yeah, she basically holds her own like celebration for herself. Like, it's a coming of age ritual, right?
Yeah.
For Jewish people, and she never had one because they weren't able to afford it. It's cost a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she talks about it a little bit too on her. You know how the guy from Queer Eye does like things on YouTube with other comedians? Okay. Have you seen the series? Okay. So like the brown guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's his name? I actually like him a lot. Tan France. He basically has like YouTube episodes with different comedians, and he does one with Tiffany Haddish to like give her a new look for her special.
Oh, okay.
And she talks about it a little bit there, and it's actually pretty eye-opening about like her. I feel like her journey is very interesting, and like her identity is really interesting. The fact that she actually went through genuine homelessness, like she had the truest, like, American dream type career. I think it's just fascinating to look at, because especially because her personality doesn't show any of that struggle. She's very like lighthearted, and I think that's like inspiring just to like listen to. A few people, like you just mentioned, who are like pretty more popular on social media than anything. I've been actually watching a lot more Huda Beauty stuff, which I find really interesting. She has her own like, I think it's Facebook TV or IGTV show type thing, which I kind of tune into once in a while, and I find it really interesting. Hate Copy, I can mention her every single year. I find her so funny. You know who she is, the illustrator. You'll know her work.
Yes. The one who does like the graphic, like the
yeah. She, every year, man, her Instagram posts are so funny. She like genuinely has like a good knack for humor, and like obviously she's a great artist. There's a book that she came out called Trust No Auntie, which I actually own, and it's fucking funny. It's actually hilarious. I would really recommend you reading that. And then Hodan Youssef, who I've told you about.
Yes.
Who is crazy. I don't know if she's Somali or Ethiopian.
She's Somali.
Okay, she's Somali. And she's from here. She's Trinidadian. And basically, she's like the best of both worlds for me. She is like a regular social media influencer, does a lot of fashion stuff. Yeah. But the greatest twist that she has that makes me so happy, because I feel like I don't see this a lot, and I get like, when you're into anime, a lot of people are like, wait, what's wrong with you? You're weird if you cosplay and shit. But she embraces that and has like completely made that a part of her brand, which I find it so like refreshing to see, especially as a woman of color. I feel like it's much easier if you're a woman or even a guy who's white doing cosplay. I feel like that's just like you're able to get away with it more, and it's just so nice to see that that's part of her brand. That's who she is. Mm-hmm. She's been cosplaying as like
and she's well known for
and I think and she's gotten the attention of a lot of other like the spaz like legendary hijabis from the social media world. So she's getting a lot of attention, and I just like her bravery and like the stuff that she's into. Like I can resonate with.
Yeah, obviously. I actually was introduced to her, not like personally introduced, but I found out about her because I think I knew of her, like I don't know, I just knew of her. I don't know how I came to know of her, but I knew of her. Yeah. But I really was introduced to her through a friend named Najma, who also is like on Instagram doing her thing with fashion, and she also does like book recommendations and stuff, and she's really cool. So if you want to check her out on Instagram, it's stylish.bibliophile. So shout out to you, Najma. Uh-oh. But I know that they know each other, so I saw her on her Instagram and I was like, oh, this girl is cute.
She's dope.
And then so that's how I kind of really was
her
like
face, her height, everything is just like she's beautiful, she's stunning. And if you, I don't know, she's never gonna listen to the podcast, but if you ever want to just including Rihanna, everybody else we've mentioned,
Rihanna, Beyonce,
we'd be glad. Like
any of y'all want to come on our podcast and talk to us, we would love to talk to you.
Absolutely would love that. But that's it for me. Any like last minute like additions to any of these categories you want to put in?
No. In general, 2019 felt hella long. Yeah. But I think I'm grateful for all the experiences I got to experience throughout the year, and for all this, content that we got to.
Yeah, I feel like this is the year that we actually put this stuff out.
And I would love to say like, for people who are like, oh, why are they only talking about women of color? Like, what about men? Well, we're both women of color, so like we like to speak about people and content that directly relates to us. And sometimes, we talk about things that may not directly relate to us, and we like to explore. But in terms of, shouting out people and like really seeing, really talking about people who have been doing great things, I love to talk about women of color because I feel like they don't get the recognition they deserve a lot of the times. So that is why that was our last and final and biggest category.
I almost want to like include books, but I'm just gonna
we don't got time.
No, let's leave that for later.
We hope you guys had a great 2019. Yeah, and we hope that 2020 is an even better year. Yeah, and brings prosperity for all, especially us.
especially us. Support the podcast.
But as always, we're thankful for everybody who listens to the podcast and everybody who interacts with us. Yeah. Hopefully 2020 will be a year of more collaborations, like more people we get to speak to, more discussions happening. I know we hinted earlier in 2019 that we have a project coming on, so that's still being worked on, and we hope that will be coming out in 2020, inshallah. Yes. But I guess we're closing off the year. Yeah. And we'll talk to you guys in 2020.
Bye.